Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha.
Hari Om, everyone. So, first of all, thank you, Swamiji, Swami Siddhanandaji, for giving me this opportunity, and more than that, for 50 years of your service to this Chinmaya mission. So, my humble pranams to the entire Guru Parampara and to you. Salute. So, the way this whole thing started was, I composed an aarti for our Chinmaya Ramdoot, which is where I'm from, and you enjoyed the excellent bhajan from our Swaranjali team. On August 29th, our Pramukh Swamiji, Swami Swarupanandaji, happened to come there for our inauguration. And I sang the Chinmaya Ramdoot aarti, and he did the aarti for it. And he thought it was composed by Guruji. That was the biggest blessing anybody could, give me. Any compliment is, nothing is greater than that. So after I sang that, Swami Siddhaji said, I want you to compose one for Sudarshan. At that time, I had no idea what Sudarshan was. I just knew it as extant. So later on, I asked Swamiji, I said, what is Sudarshan? So he said, that is where we are going and inaugurating next. So I said, oh, okay. So this was still just a concept in my mind, but thanks to Swamiji for believing in me, for thinking that I could do something so daunting, and then entrusting me with composing not just Chinmaya Sudarshan Aarti, but Chinmaya Ramalaya Aarti and Chinmaya Madhuban Aarti. So without further ado, let me first let you all know that Swamiji has already shared the lyrics with everyone on your WhatsApp groups. So if you open your phone, you should be able to follow along the lyrics on your WhatsApp. I'll start with Chinmaya Ramalaya Aarti. So just a little bit before that, so the first Aarti that I composed was, in this trio, was Chinmaya Sudarshan Aarti. And I was able to offer it, this is serendipity, to Swamiji on his birthday. So that was his birthday gift. And the third one that I composed, the most recent one, was Chinmaya Madhuban Aarti. And that was Swamiji's Diwali gift. So it just happened like that. So over to Chinmaya Ramalaya Aarti. If you have the lyrics, you can follow along. So Chinmaya Ramalaya Aarti, the refrain is Aarti Chinmaya Ramalaya ki, Bhakta Hriday Anand Dham ki. So what that translates to is, before I say that, how many people from Ramalaya here? Okay. So I've been attending a lot of your programs online too, so thank you for doing that. So what that means is, Ramalaya this is an aarti to the abode of Lord Rama. And we all know that he is the source of bliss in the hearts of his devotees. So, Bhakta Hriday Anand Dham ki. So, you must have all heard this numerous times. Rama Nama is a Taraka mantra. It helps you cross this Bhavasagar, this ocean of samsara. So, we talk about that in this. And all the different qualities of Lord Rama, Purushottam, Siyapriya. So all of these different things are brought into this aarti. The second paragraph talks about who are all the people who sing his praises, Sura, Nara, Munijana. And then we talk about people who have written Ramayans, like Tulsi ji, Valmiki ji, Kamban. So all of that we talk about. And then in the last paragraph, we talk about Avirala Bhakti. This is a concept in Ramcharitmanas. Avirala Bhakti is this single-pointed bhakti which is flowing directly only towards the Ishtadevata and nothing else. And when you have such bhakti, you get more into satsang, you become a sadhu, you become a sajjan, and slowly you get dispassion. And that dispassion is what leads you towards jnana, and jnana leads you to moksha. So this bhakti is the one that opens the dwar for moksha for you. So this is Chinmaya Ramalaya Aarti. आरती चिन्मय रामालय की, भक्त हृदय आनंद धाम की। आरती चिन्मय रामालय की, भक्त हृदय आनंद धाम की। जिनका नाम मंत्र अति पावन, स्मरण मात्र से कलिमल नाशन। पुरुषोत्तम रघुकुल के भूषण, अति सुंदर कोमल मनमोहन। अति सुंदर कोमल मनमोहन, ऐसे सिय प्रिय सुलभ सदन की। ऐसे सिय प्रिय सुलभ सदन की। आरती चिन्मय रामालय की, आरती चिन्मय रामालय की। सुर नर मुनि जन करते वंदन, ध्याये निस दिन दशरथ नंदन। वाल्मीकि तुलसी और कंबन, प्रभु चरित्र महिमा करि वर्णन। कृपा सिंधु मंगल निधान की। आरती चिन्मय रामालय की, भक्त हृदय आनंद धाम की। जो करता है अविरल भक्ति, कथा श्रवण पर रख आसक्ति। सज्जन सुमन साधु निर्मोही, राम बसत उनके उर माही। शबरी कपिवर काग भुषुंडी, आरती चिन्मय रामालय की। भक्त हृदय आनंद धाम की। आरती चिन्मय रामालय की, भक्त हृदय आनंद धाम की। आरती चिन्मय रामालय की। Thank you. Thank you very much. So next I will present Chinmaya Sudarshan Aarti. So Chinmaya Sudarshan chakra, as we know, is an ayudh of Lord Vishnu. Ayudh means a divine weapon, and it is also an ayudh purush, so it is a devata. So I have tried to bring out all the qualities of Sudarshan chakra and all the legends and stories associated with it. So in the first paragraph, you will see where he resides. So Narayan kar sada viraje. He resides in the hands of Lord Narayana. He destroys all the evil people, and he takes care of his devotees. In the next paragraph, we talk about Bhakta Janit Durlabh Prasad ki. Okay? So Bhakta Janit Durlabh Prasad, this is a story that comes in Shiva Mahimna Stotram. So in Shiva Mahimna Stotram, there is a story about how Lord Vishnu wished to perform an offering, a puja for Lord Shiva. And he wanted to offer 1,000 lotuses. And he was one short. And he thought, what can I do? People call me Pundari Kaksha, Pushkarekshana. In Tamil, they call him Tamarai Kannan. So he said, if my eyes are like lotuses, let me pull one of them out. So he was about to pull one of his eyes out when Lord Shiva stops him, and he's so happy with his bhakti that he bestows on him the Sudarshana chakra. So that is the Bhakti Janit Durlabh Prasadiki. The next line talks about Ambarisha. This story is from Bhagavatam, and many of you would be familiar with this story. Ambarisha was a great bhakta of Lord Narayana, and he was performing a long puja, a series of puja on Ekadashi. So he would be fasting on every Ekadashi, and Ekadashi Vrat is such that you fast on Ekadashi, and then on Dwadashi, during the Muhurat, during the right time, you have to break during the Parana Samaya. So you have to break the fast at that time. It should not slip. Otherwise, all the merits you have gained from doing it for so long are gone. So Ambarish was preparing for the Dwadashi Puja and to break his fast when who other than Durvasa Muni appears. Now we all know how Durvasa Muni is, right? He is fiery and he can curse, right? But Ambarish is not afraid. He says, yeah. He receives him with great love and devotion and he says, please come and let me offer you a meal. And what does he say? Durvasa Muni says, no, I have to go and take a dip in the river first. So he goes away. Poor Ambarish is standing there waiting, and the Muhurat time is going. So just to break his fast, he takes a piece, just a leaf of tulsi and puts it in his mouth. He doesn't even chew it. He just puts it in his mouth and waits for Durvasa Muni to come. But because of his yogic shakti, Durvasa Muni knows that he has put something in his mouth. So he is angry. And furiously he comes and demands and he says, is this how you treat your honored guests? Is this what you do? You eat before them? And so he plucks a hair from his head and Kritya, one of his creations, comes forward and he goes after Ambarisha. The moment this happens, Sudarshan chakra sees this. And Sudarshan chakra is always there to protect Lord Narayana's devotees. So Sudarshan chakra goes after Durvasa Muni. And it's a comical scene where Durvasa Muni is running all over the world. And he runs everywhere. He goes to Brahmaji and says, Brahmaji, please save me from this Sudarshan chakra. Brahmaji says, I can't save you. The only person who can save you now is Ambarisha himself. So he goes and falls at the feet of Ambarish. The moment he falls at the feet, Ambarish steps back with respect and Sudarshan chakra stops. This is the glory of Sudarshan chakra. So Sudarshan chakra is always there to protect you. So your Chinmaya Sudarshan will always be there to guide you and protect you. The next line, verse is about the Shakti Peeth. So this story is from Shiva Purana. And you must all be familiar with how Sati immolates herself after Daksha Prajapati, her father's yajna. And so Shiva, who comes to know of it, is inconsolable. And he's carrying her corpse in his shoulders. And he is in such a furious stance that the entire world is in chaos. And something has to be done because his grief cannot be contained. So at that time, Sudarshan chakra is the one that goes and cuts Devi Sati's body into 51 parts. These 51 parts fell in different parts of the country. And these are called Shakti Peeth. And interestingly, there are 51 letters in the alphabet, in Sanskrit alphabet, and they all correspond to one of these Shakti Peeth. So that story is brought out in the third paragraph. The last paragraph talks about, you must all remember when our Pramukh Swamiji, Swami Swarupananda ji came and inaugurated Chinmaya Ramalaya, Chinmaya Sudarshan. And when he saw Sudarshan, he said he did not know what to expect, but he was so happy and so surprised by what he saw. So he called it Sudarshan, a great darshan. Okay? And he said, during his speech, he talked about how you need Guru's kripa, and a place becomes a place of pilgrimage, not because of where it is, but because of the people who visit it and the people who work there. And so this is a tribute to all the sevaks and all the gurus at Chinmaya Sudarshan, that it has become a Tirth Sthal itself. Chinmaya Sudarshan Aarti. आरती गाए चिन्मय सुदर्शन की, दिव्यायुध दिव्य रूप सुदर्शन आरती गाए चिन्मय सुदर्शन की, दिव्यायुध दिव्य रूप सुदर्शन की। नारायण कर सदा विराजे, धर्म संरक्षक दुष्ट विनाशे। आरती गाए चिन्मय सुदर्शन की, दिव्यायुध दिव्य रूप सुदर्शन की। आरती गाए चिन्मय सुदर्शन की, दिव्यायुध दिव्य रूप सुदर्शन की। भक्ति जनित दुर्लभ प्रसाद की, अम्बरीश रक्षक प्रचंड की। आरती गाए चिन्मय सुदर्शन की, दिव्यायुध दिव्य रूप सुदर्शन की। आरती गाए चिन्मय सुदर्शन की, दिव्यायुध दिव्य रूप सुदर्शन की। शक्तिपीठ तीर्थ करता की, ज्ञान भक्ति मंगल दाता की। आरती गाए चिन्मय सुदर्शन की, दिव्यायुध दिव्य रूप सुदर्शन की। पुण्य भूमि यह सेवक श्रम की, सतगुरु कृपा आत्मदर्शन की। आरती गाए चिन्मय सुदर्शन की, दिव्यायुध दिव्य रूप सुदर्शन की। आरती गाए चिन्मय सुदर्शन की, दिव्यायुध दिव्य रूप सुदर्शन की। Thank you. So the last of the trio of aartis is Chinmaya Madhuvan aarti. So Chinmaya Madhuvan, as you know, Madhuban is actually a place, a great place in all four yugas. So that is what the refrain is, Leela har yug mein Prabhu ki. Okay. So in Sat Yuga, Madhuban is the place, now Madhuban is near Vrindavan, Madhuban is the place where Dhruv, who was only 5 years old, did his severe penance and he attained the vision of Lord Narayana. So this happened in Madhuban. And he's the one who recited the Bhagavata Suti, right? Then in Treta Yuga, Bhagwan Ram's brother Shatrughna, he coronated him and he sent him to Madhuvan and he said, there is this asura called Lavanasura who was wreaking havoc on everybody. And so his task was to go and kill Lavanasura, and he established his capital there. Then in Dwapar Yuga, as we all know, this was the playground of Lord Krishna. So when they were young, Lord Krishna and his brother, that is what Dau is his older brother, Balram, they both went and killed Dhenukasura. So this is in Bhagavatam, how he killed Dhenukasura. And that Madhuvan was full of beautiful, juicy fruits. And so he and all his friends used to enjoy all these fruits. And then later on, when he grew up, this very place was where he did Rasalila with all the Gopiya and with Radharani. Okay? Then the last, in the last Yuga, so the last Yuga is Kali Yuga, which is where we are. So not too long ago, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to this same place, and there is a place in Madhuvan where he did his discourse, and he had divine visions at that place too. And then we talk about Tu Leela is Madhuvan ki sun. So we are talking about this Madhuvan. And this Madhuvan was nothing but Kedar before. So Kedar was publications. So from Kedar publications, through Swami Siddhaji's efforts and through the efforts of all the sevaks here, we now have 4 tirats, 4 different ashrams. So this is brought out in the last paragraph about how we talk, in the very last line, we talk about how the deities here are Shivji and Guru, our Swami Chinmayananda, and of course Lord Krishna. And we talk about Rag and Rang, which is this very stage where all kinds of cultural activities are performed, and Guru Shiv Sang, so that is our altar. So over to Chinmaya Madhuvan Aarti. You will notice that all of these aartis are performed in different tunes, and the tunes are in keeping with whatever the emotion behind that Lord or that place is. So over to Chinmaya Madhuvan Aarti. आरती चिन्मय मधुबन की लीला हर युग में प्रभु की आरती चिन्मय मधुबन की लीला हर युग में प्रभु की सतयुग में बालक ध्रुव ने कठिन तप का फल पाया था भागवत स्तुति रच कर उसने परम पद अंत में पाया था शत्रुघ्न त्रेता युग के वीर दुष्ट लवणासुर को मारा कृष्ण दाऊ आए द्वापर धेनु का सिर से जगतारा देख के दंग गोपियों संग रास के रंग मधुसूदन मन मोहन की आरती चिन्मय मधुबन की आरती चिन्मय मधुबन की लीला हर युग में प्रभु की कल यहाँ आए महाप्रभु दिव्य दर्शन में हुए मगन बहाकर कृष्ण भक्ति गंगा जगा दी जुगल चरण में लगन तू लीला इस मधुबन की सुन प्रकाशन था पहले केदार सेवकों के संकल्प की धुन सिद्ध हुए पावन तीर्थ चार सुनो सत्संग राग और रंग गुरु शिव संग मधुबन के संचारी की आरती चिन्मय मधुबन की आरती चिन्मय मधुबन की लीला हर युग में प्रभु की आरती चिन्मय मधुबन की लीला हर युग में प्रभु की Thank you very much. I would now like to present Swami Siddhaji with all of these 3.
Where is Arun? Arun. I want to put a shawl on.
Oh my God, no. Okay.
See this matching.
And I would like to thank both of my accompanists, Sudhir ji and Sanjit ji, for accompanying at such short notice. Thank you so much.